Good afternoon, everybody. Let me just click. I've got a quick, I just really want to make sure you all are set up for the exam well. I've finished the exam. It's all ready to go. It will appear on the very top of your WAMAP page on Sunday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning at midnight Saturday, first thing in the morning Sunday. It will stay open for 2 full days. So just going to read through. You'll see these instructions then. The timer does not pause. Make sure you have time. So set aside 120 minutes, 2 hours to do this. You do not get a second attempt on each problem, and you won't get feedback as you solve. It'll just say you answered. I'll talk a little bit more about that. But this next one's very important. You must upload work to receive credit. I won't even look at or grade any questions that have no work attached. And there's an add work button on every question. And 2 hours should be plenty of time. It's 5 questions shorter than your quizzes have been. It's 10 questions. It might be 11 questions, but the first question is just agree to the honor system. You'll see that in a second. So you have lots of extra time. So really write up your work and attach. And I don't think there's any instance where you could just enter the whole thing in your calculator. So there's always something you could write down. And then this is the biggest thing I want to talk about today is that there's no final submit button, which may be a little strange. I found a little strange as I tested it. So it starts with this honor statement. And I just want to be clear. Basically, I want you to think about each thing. So remember, your integrity, the integrity of the school, the integrity of what it means to have taken Math 142 at Seattle Central are really about knowing that the students are leaving there with the scores that represent their work. So as you go through these, just read through each and, typing the word written in all caps and bold is the word you have to enter. And that's actually going to be a free point on your exam. So enter those and that will be 1 point. By just doing that. So there's a little boost for you. So that's question 1 on the exam. And just click forward. So this is the feedback you're going to get. It'll say question submitted. So if it says question submitted, it means that your answer has been recorded. Again, there's no final submit this test. There's just each question you submit it. And when you're done, it almost feels like, am I done? I can still go back to my questions, but am I done? As long as you've hit this add work button and added work to every problem, you are done. And I just showed you this shot. This is the feedback you'll get. So what I'm showing is as I went through questions 1 and 2, I had answered, and the blue dot disappears. But once there are no blue dots and you scroll down and you see all the questions and there's no blue dots, that means all your answers are recorded. I'm going to click back once because there's one other thing I wanted to point out. I was also a little thrown off by this language. You can retry this question below. That does not mean you can get a new problem. A better answer would be you can enter a different answer for this still. So you actually can change your answers and hit submit again as long as you're in that 120-minute window. I imagine if you hit submit, you should feel pretty confident about your answer and moving on. So you pretty much can ignore this. You can retry this question below. In fact, when I was testing it, I just looked to see what happens if I answer it again, and it actually gave me the feedback. You haven't changed any of your answers. They're all the same. So unless you're entering new answers, you don't need to do anything for that. So ideally, if I could turn this off, I would just turn that off. But maybe you type something wrong and hit submit and we're like, oops. And then just you can still change your answers if you see a typo or something. I showed you this, you're done when all these blues are gone, and you just literally can just close your web browser or click on on WAMAP. Your scores will be saved. You can actually even reopen the exam as long as you're within that 120 minutes. After 120 minutes, you won't be able to reopen your exam. So you're not going to get any feedback on this because I am going to hand grade this exam. And the way I'm going to do it is go question by question. So as in I'll grade everybody's question 1, everybody's question 2. And so I do need to see the work attached for every, or I will just click 0 points for no work attached. That's it. that's all I want to say. Good luck. I hope it all goes well. And I'm rooting for you. And remember, I'm trying to give you the credit I can give you. So as much as you write up on your work, I would think you're motivated to do it because I'm going to be looking to honor the correctness of your problem solving. And I'll catch you next time.